If I could share my life with you, just think how happy we'd
Hey everyone,
be.
it's Holly, and I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, so I just decided to make one video, and it's not book related, but I've done some TV related videos before, so I feel like there's a precedent, and it's my channel, so I can do whatever the hell I want with it. So I want to talk about my two favorite shows of the whole year, and they were mid-season shows. Like, seriously, ABC, your game is so strong. I'm loving ABC, and I'm loving what they're doing with their network, and I'm like a huge fan of like the whole Walt Disney company, so like I support them pretty much anyways, but not letting me down. So going into the mid-season, which I think is the best thing ABC has ever done, for the last couple of years they've been really like splitting their seasons into two distinct sections. So you have this huge hiatus, but then when your shows are airing, they air in quick succession, which is nice. I didn't really watch Lost, but I know my parents did, and they hated that it'd be like an episode of Lost, like 2 weeks off, an episode of Lost, a week off, two episodes, and then 3 weeks, and they hated that. And I know Once Upon a Time used to do that, so it's great now that they're doing like two separate runs. But that means that they have all these weeks in the middle to fill with other programming. And I am a huge fan of one-shots, like how a lot of telenovelas are, where it's just one season and it's a complete story. And in a lot of ways, that is sort of what both of these shows are. But they both definitely have the, well, I know one wants to come back and the other definitely has the potential to come back. So ABC filled that section with two amazing shows. One is Galavant, which I loved and adored. I knew going into this season that this was going to be my show. I thought it was going to be originally a full season, but I think that it's better as it's just 8 episodes. I think it's still up on Hulu if you want to check it out. It was a few days ago. It's just 8 episodes, 30 minutes each, and it is a comedy musical fairy tale. It is very campy. It is hilarious. Now, I will say I'm a big fan of camp. Like, I love that. Like, I love over-the-top shows. I was, like, raised on Hercules and Xena and stuff like that. So, it's something I love. But what makes this show really great is that it's so aware of what it's doing. First of all, Disney already does a good job of appealing to kids and adults at the same time, and this show does do that, but it definitely has a lot of adult elements that I was not expecting, especially for 8 o'clock on ABC. It was a little mature. I was a little surprised. I was like, oh, ABC, what are you doing? But the music is great and the actors are great, and like I said, with it being aware of what it's doing, it's almost like Disney was like, we know you think that we all just make these like cutesy animated movies for kids with fairy tales, so we're gonna take everything you think you know and completely turn it around and like manipulate it. And it was great. The music is a really good example of that. First of all, music by Alan Menken, who's like amazing, we know. But the like actual instrumentation, like the instrumental part of the songs, was almost like exactly what you expected from a Disney production, and a lot of it sounded similar. Like, I was almost like, I feel like I've heard this song in a Disney movie, which I think was intentional. But then the lyrics would be like crazy. There is one song, what is that song called? Like, If We Could Be Together or whatever. Maybe I'll make that like the intro song or something. It is my favorite song. It's between the cook and like a servant girl. The cook, the chef, favorite character if you've seen the show. He's my favorite. Like, the music is so light and fluffy and cutesy and like this like cute couple coming together song, but the lyrics are kind of dark and twisted and creepy. But I love it. And that's just a good example of how the whole show is. Like, it's amazing, and I hope it comes back again next year. It ended on a cliffhanger. Honestly, I would be okay with if it didn't come back. Like, I would be fine. I mean, I want to know more, but I'm pleased with what they gave me, but I hope it comes back. I really, really do. I think this is a great idea for Disney to continue doing this. So it should come back. You should check it out if it's still on Hulu. The other show I want to talk about is Agent Carter. Now, I remember hearing about this, and I watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I was like, this really isn't for me. And even as it aired, like the first 2 episodes, I was like, you know, I don't have the time for another TV show, and I don't really have an interest. Captain America was not my favorite movie, so I didn't have like this huge attachment to Peggy Carter or anything like that. But I ended up being like, you know what the hell, I'll check it out. And I would say the first like 2 or 3 episodes are definitely a little on the weak side. If you watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., imagine like the first like 15 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's what this is like. But you only have to get through like 2 or 3. That's it. And then it gets awesome. I mean, those are still good episodes, but it gets so much better. It made me really care about Peggy. I wanted to go back and watch Captain America so bad, but I don't own it, and I'm not going to go buy it, because I was like, oh, I want to go watch it and look at her with like this newfound like for her and respect for her. Not that I didn't hate her character or anything in Captain America, but now I really care about her. And this story really addresses a lot of complicated issues, because you're following Peggy, who's this powerful, amazing, intelligent woman in the 1940s, and she did amazing things during the war, but now she's in this world where like nobody respects her, and her having to constantly deal with that. And it's funny, they do like a lot of, she finds herself in a lot of fights where she has to, and she uses like woman things to fight people, like frying pans and stuff like that, like things that you would inherently connect to a woman. And come on, with these writers, you know that they're doing that on purpose. And I loved her story arc. You know, the people around her grew, she changed, she had to go through a lot. That was really interesting to see. And then we got my favorite new character, like, on TV, and that is Jarvis. Like, he just snuck in and was like, I'm British and adorable and a little awkward, and I was like, I love you. And I especially love his relationship with Peggy. Obviously it's not romantic at all, which is amazing. I love a good friendship between a guy and a girl. Please see Elliot Spencer and Parker from Leverage. I like seeing that, and I think they play off each other really well, and they have great chemistry together. And if you've seen the show, the fight in the diner, probably one of my favorite scenes like of television. The music, the fight choreography, the characters, it was great. I loved it. Another character I really liked was Angie. I wish we had gotten more of her. She is hilarious. I'm really liking this actress. It's the girl who plays the daughter in How I Met Your Mother, and she's in Nikita, which I've only seen like almost the first season. I just like kind of watch it randomly on Netflix, but I like her in that, and she's Angie in this, and she's hilarious, and I love what she brings to her relationship with Peggy. Like, she helps her and kind of like brings her down to earth, and but she cares. Like, she kind of seems like this like flighty actress girl, but she is a very nice, caring person, and she is intelligent. And I have 2 crack theories. Neither of these are spoilers because I feel like they're crack theories, but if you watch the show, theory number 1, Angie, I think mostly this is just a wish in my heart, is that Angie is Tony Stark's mom. I don't know anything about Iron Man in the comics, but I do know that within the Iron Man universe, as far as I know, in like the MCU, we have not been introduced to Tony's mom, and like who she is, where she is, anything. I mean, I assume she's dead. Pretty sure she is. But you know, because obviously Howard Stark was off like gallivanting with a million women, but whatever. And I feel like mostly, like I said, this is just a dream of mine, because I would like this show to come back for a 2nd season, and I feel like if Howard and Angie had to be together, I feel like they would be hilarious together, and I feel like they would play off each other really well, and she would kind of like push him in a way, like kind of like what Peggy does, but in a slightly different way. I don't know. So that's my dream. It's my crack theory number 1. Crack theory number 2, again, if you've watched the show, can't remember her name, but the landlady at the Griffith, the like hotel apartment building that Peggy lives in with all the women, I have this theory that she is like part of the SSR or something. I don't know why I think this, but like she does things and she says things that I just feel like don't completely line up with her just being a landlady. Like, she can't stand Peggy, like doesn't really like her, but then like protects her at times, and maybe she really is just that distrustful of men, but I just feel like there's something else there. So I feel like she's a super secret agent. And I do listen to a podcast that talked about Agent Carter on AfterBuzz, which I really liked. I like their Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. one too, but nobody mentioned this about the landlady. So maybe it's just me. But that's my other theory. But yes, so those are my like 2 favorite shows. Loved them both. Can't wait for them both to be on Netflix so I can just watch them all the time. And I hope they both get renewed. I would love to see them again next year. And Agent Carter just makes me so excited for, like, continues to make me excited for the MCU. I think this is one of the best things Disney has done in a long time, is creating this world, and what they're doing with it is amazing. And I'm kind of nervous to go back to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, I really liked the feel of Agent Carter. Like, it feels almost like, it feels very 40s, and I love that, and I'm kind of nervous to go back. Plus, you know, what happened in the finale. If you watched either of these shows and want to talk to me about them, feel free to do so down in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching and putting up with my non-bookish videos. If you want more videos about TV shows or what I watch or anything like that, feel free to let me know, because I don't have a lot of people to talk with about TV shows that I watch, so I'm more than willing to do that. I guess, yeah, so just let me know. I just don't know if people would care. So thank you so much for watching. Bye!